Yep, teenagers are gone. So, there was a big storm last night, and as you see, this just gets soaking wet. You know, mostly just right here on this end. The water does run down from the hill there, gets that a little bit wet, but this really gets nasty. So I'm thinking, because I'm going to bring, the other birds out here, my future permanent Rhode Island Red group, get them out of the shed and get them in here because they're past due coming out here. So I'm thinking I might get some more bark. The bark gets wet, but as you see, it keeps them from having to walk through puddles and stuff. So I think I'm going to get a couple bags of bark and just do bark down this end through the rainy season, because it's going to rain for a while. And the worst case scenario, if I needed to clear it out, I could just scoop it out in here and spread it out. But as you see, when it pours down the rain, you know, it's pushing a lot of this bark down too. So I got to keep raking this up and keep raking it up, but that's okay. But the rest of it, like I said, it does get wet. I did hose stuff off here, so that's some of the water. So I think I'm gonna run to Home Depot, pick me up a few more bags of bark, and get this set up so that when it does rain, if it pours it in, you know, they're not getting soppy wet. So let me go do that. I got the boxes cleaned out already. And of course, I basically put those up there not to be laying eggs in, but usually before I release these into my main flock, they're big enough that sometimes they like playing in those. And that doesn't mess them up from like sleeping in the boxes once I release them to the big flock, because they'll, like before, when I release them, they keep coming back in here as their home, so it'll eventually take time for them to stay out of here. And then eventually, of course, I'll shut the door on them, but I want to get them out here today. It's going to storm and rain, but it's still better than nothing. And then I got to take all this straw, take this out on the grass, because since it's been raining, I threw some more seed out there. You laying me an egg in there? Huh? They love that basket. Yeah, I did tear up my straw. So I'm going to haul a lot of this out of here and replace that straw. I got to sweep and mop, but I don't think I'm going to mop yet. And then when I come out this morning, this tarp was pulled down. These were laying down. That was a mess. The tarp I had over here, it was kind of tore up. I got some branches that fell down, so I just went ahead and took it down. I got to get it spread out, folded up. So it was kind of a good idea, except for storm weather. I got to come up with something else. Eventually, I would like to put an awning out here. But for now, that'll do. So I got some fresh feed out here. And then I got this cleaned out. Everything, all the feed was soaking wet. I got to get that raked out. What are you ducks doing this morning? Of course, they love the rain. I mean, that's like a little swimming pool down there when it floods. You're just standing out in the storm. I know, I've got another branch here I got to pick up. But I got other chores to do. I mean, the water's not that dirty. They weren't in it much. I know you can't tell from the camera, but I can still see the bottom. Because I changed that yesterday, so I'm not going to do it every single day now. See, they look for holes of water in it. That's how they drink their mud. And then this was down on one side only. So I got that put back up. And I just got to get some stronger. I got to get somebody to help me put some T-posts in, because you see how these things bend, and eventually, I mean, I've had about 3 of them break so far. But that's all I've got right now. So I still got to get that done. I got to get some more. Of course, the weather last night flooded this and pushed that all down. I got some of it raked up. I just got a lot of cleaning to do today. But my main concern, first concern, don't you be eating my grass seeds, Frank. He ended up with a permanent little mark on his comb. It seems like they're getting smaller, though. So, he had the prettiest comb. But he's fine. He still won't let me put an apron on the other girl. I tried another apron. He wanted to attack her again. And not attack her in a good way. She didn't like the apron. I don't know what's up. Well, you guys only have a few more months here anyway. So, we're going to start new. Yeah. So I got to get all this stuff cleaned up, get those out here. So I'm going to get busy. I got to run to the dump from where I was cleaning shavings up in all the kennels. Take the shavings to the dump and then get back to getting this cleaned up. Bring my bark back here. What's the matter? Where's the baby? Probably, the baby takes off by itself every now and then. Okay, I got the bark in here. Yes, it's wet. You know, it's outside at Home Depot, but, I mean, it's wet out here anyway. You know, I was just so worried about the mud and the puddles of mud and when it just pours down the rain, because we're in that rain, thunderstorm season. So, and I did bring a block in to help them jump up if they want to get up there. The same thing on this one, so if they want to get up on that. But that'll at least keep their feet up out of the mud. It's not going to be as easy to clean. I can't just, you know, rake it out. But I'll just do like I do out here. And whenever you just hose it down, it goes down anyway. So it's not too bad cleaning it out, really. You're always going to have to buy bark because you pick up pieces here and there when you're pooper scooping. But this should be fine. So I'm going to, you know, I can wait to bring them in here until it quits raining. But it's going to thunderstorm for the next couple weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them out here because, I mean, they're safe inside there and they're out of the weather. They won't get rained on back in there. And the rain usually comes from the other direction. And the only reason the ground gets wet down here and gets muddy and floods a little bit is, like I said, it goes uphill, so the water comes down through there. But at least this will make it a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to go get them and get them out here so I can get the Chicksville shed cleaned up. Okay, I got them in here, including my oddball. This is my future permanent flock. You know, I may have 2 cockerels, and I only wanted 1. Oh well, you know, things happen. That's okay. We'll grow you up a little bit, and you'll go with whatever bunch is going to be rehomed next. But you got most of you, all but 1, all but 2, will be staying here. So they'll be in here for a while. Get used to the place. It's a lot cooler out here than in that shed, huh? Yeah. Okay, I gotta go get the kennel that they were in inside the Chicksville shed, get that cleaned out. Oh, very good. That was very good. So I could get all the chicks into one place and get them in a bigger space. So I might have all the chicks sold, I just don't know yet. I won't know till today or tomorrow. Look at you, got tree branches to get on. And these were the easiest bunch to catch. I mean, they didn't go wild crazy on me. But I've been kind of spoiling them a little bit. But share. Y'all ain't hungry all at the same time. Okay, I might take a break first and get me some tea. And sit down and cool off a minute, and then get started on the Chicksville shed, working my way into the garage where I've got more chicks at. Try to get them all in one place. That's the longest, hardest part. Is when you do rotations, you got all these kennels to clean out. You know, you got to get this cleaned out before you put new ones in, and each one's like that. So this takes up most of my day. Luckily, it's not every weekend. What, baby? Okay, you have fun. I'll be back in a little bit. I had to take their water off the hook so that they had more room to go around their feed. And I don't fill those up, all the way. So I'm gonna let them eat that down. I put enough in there so I can clean them and then put fresh feed in there instead of just keep piling it in. Because I like to clean them out. So we'll let them finish that off. And then I've got some homemade electric lights in the house, so I need to go get their water I've got up there to get it filled up, bring it down here, and swap out. And I make my own electrolytes, with the potassium, baking soda, salt. I forget now. I got it written down. I'll forget. Okay. Everybody looks like they're doing good. I'm going to go take me a break. I mean it this time. Okay, and I'm working backwards now, so I got the teenagers gone, cleaned that out, brought these ones that were in here out there. So now I got this one cleaned out, swept it all out, took all the shavings out. They got fresh feed and water. So now it's time to move these ones over there so that I can clean this out and get the smaller chicks in the garage out here. So yeah, I'm going to have to count everybody this time all together so I know how many chicks in total I've got. Gotta give me a pen and paper out here. Yeah. My little oddball Moran. Okay. You about ready to move? Okay, we got the little ones in here. They'll find the food and water eventually. You got a lot more room now. You can't get out. Take them a minute to get their bearings. Hey. Don't start fighting this soon. See, you can try out them wings now. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's going to be a little cooler. So now I got to get this one cleaned out to get the chicks in the garage out here. Whew. That'll at least take me down from 3 different places to 2. Okay. Hey, don't pick on each other. Okay, I had to put their feed and water down on the floor for now, till they get used to it. So maybe this evening I'll come in and hang it back up. They just weren't like going to it yet, so not used to having their feed and water hanging up, So they're doing good. And I got this all cleaned out. I sprayed it with some permethrin, and then I got DE sprinkled in there. So I'm gonna let that sit for a while because I need to take a long break. I'm tired. Okay, so I'll come back out here later on, get the shavings out of the water and the feed, and get it hung up. I'll just leave it on the ground for now. Kind of a little tester thing, let them know where they're going to have to eat and drink at.